Hello traders, and welcome to another video review. Today is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. Let's find out what's going on the economic calendar today. The main event of the Asian session was the Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision, and the RBA decided to hold the interest rate at the level of 4.35%. Moreover, we got the Japan Services PMI that beats the expectations, and the previous number of 53.7 with the actual number of 53.9 points. We got the Bank of Japan press conference, and then we got the RBA rate statement. During the London session, we got the ECB Macau to give a speech 9:10. Then we got the data from the Germany IFO Business Climate Index, current assessment and business expectations data are scheduled for release at 10 o'clock. 4 hours later, we got German Buba Balz to give a speech, and then we got the data from the US as we enter the US session. HPI Composite Index is scheduled for release at 3 o'clock. FOMC member Bowman will give a speech at 3 as well. And the main event of today during the US session, CB consumer confidence data from the US are scheduled for release at 4 o'clock. 2 hours later, German Buba President Joachim Nagel will give a speech. 55 minutes later, we got the Bank of Canada Macklem to give a speech. And then at the end of the day, we got 2-year note auction at 7 o'clock, and 10:30 as usual API weekly crude oil stock data. So those are the medium and the most important data releases from the for today. We are going to take a look at the euro dollar first, but then we are going to take a look at the Australian dollar as well. So let's start the technical part with the euro dollar. Euro dollar 4-hour chart is showing us a rejection of the technical resistance. 1.1181 was too hard for the bulls, and the market made a very big movement to the downside, almost retracing the whole recent spike from the lows of 1.1070 towards 1.1182. It all means that possibly this bullish impulsive candle will be invalidated. So if the level of 1.1071 is violated, so the low of the proposed wave 2, then of course we are apparently entering very more complex and time-consuming correction. So that means that the ABC correction to the downside will evolve into the triangle, very skewed triangle possibly, or maybe even in some more complex and time-consuming corrective cycle. But first we need to break below the wave 2 low 1.1071. So we just need to wait for this. It shouldn't be that hard, because momentum broke below the level of 50, then almost tested the level of 50 again, and now it's hovering below it. So the bears are still in charge of the market, at least in the short term, and the gauge to the gains is still located at the level of 1.1202, 1.1181. So this 20 pip zone is likely to prevent the bulls from moving higher until some kind of a trigger will eventually make the move to the upside, maybe fundamental trigger, maybe any other one. So this is the key. As you can see, blue arrow is here. This is the key zone for the bulls and bears. Right now, bears are winning, pushing the market a little bit lower. Australian dollar. The Australian dollar, as you can see, is moving to the upside. Just recently, what we've done is we've made a local and swing high located at 6,872. So this is the swing high, and now the technical resistance. The market is moving inside of this channel. Let me just take maybe standard channel would be okay. So the parallel channel is moving inside of this channel. So we got the lower trend line here, a lower channel or lower channel line, and very nicely the market is going to the upside. As you can see right now, we are building the bearish engulfing pattern. So let me just zoom in. So we are building the bearish engulfing pattern, it looks like a very strong sell-off of the Australian dollar and gains for the US dollar. The nearest technical supports for this movement are, of course, somewhere here, which is 6,792. So that's the technical support. The other technical support is located roughly around this level here, 6,735. So that's the support as well. And the lower level is 6,620 and 25. Possibly this level will be tested if the momentum will basically stay on the elevated levels. However, right now we are just approaching the level of 50, so on the RSI. So if the level of 50 is violated, then the bears will be in charge of this market, and this nice momentum that built up during this upward movement inside of the channel will be of course violated, and the market will be going lower towards the extremely oversold conditions. Well, the question is how deep this market can go. It can go as deep as the lows of 6,625. There is no problem with this, so please keep an eye on the Australian dollar. It looks like we are going lower here. The corrective pullback after the ABA intraday decision, remember 4.55%. This is the interest rate in Australia, and this is the reaction for the interest rate decision. Because we are talking about the crude oil stocks, let's take a look at the crude oil itself. There you go. So what the recently crude oil did, we tested the technical resistance and broke above it, 71.74. The higher high was made. The higher high was made around the level of let me see, 2.49, and actually there was a kind of a bearish engulfing pattern then, and we moved lower with local low at 69.49. Now momentum of course starts to diverge from the price. We broke below the level of 50. We made a low at level of 40, almost 41 points with this low here. So let me just place the low for you guys. This is the 69.49 low, and the market is now trying to resume the uptrend after the pullback is done. How deep was the pullback? Let's just find out what's the price range of this pullback. From the high to the low is minus 4.13. So that's a kind of a nice pullback here. And the question is whether the market is ready to rally higher. If we look a little bit to the left, if we look a little bit back to the history, you can see that this movement here is the biggest gain in the whole movement to the downside, even bigger than this one. So maybe something else is going on here. So maybe this movement to the upside is no longer a part of the downtrend, and this little pullback here, minus 4.13%, might be just the local pullback that will eventually result in bulls getting stronger and moving higher in this chart. Of course, they need to break above 72.48, and then they need to move higher towards 73.85 and 74.40. But the key level here that will be a game changer, let me just place it here for you guys, is this swing high, 77.59. Any breakout above this swing high would be considered very bullish. So this level will act as the technical, of course, as the technical resistance, but it should be on the every crude oil trader chart right now, because it's the key level for the bulls and bears both, because any breakout above would give us a new swing high on crude oil. Otherwise, there is no technical indication that the bulls are back in the long term for the crude oil market. All right, last but not least, as usual, is Bitcoin, and finally we hit the technical resistance at the level of 64,732. As you can see, we and then reversed back to the base. So we got this very narrow but nice base here, located roughly between 62,300 and 62,840. So this is the key base for the bulls. In the short term, the bulls are still moving higher as long as the momentum stays above the level of the 50. As you can see, any breakout below this demand zone, this little base for the bulls, would likely would likely result in a breakout below the level of 50 on the RSI. So the bears would be in control of if that happens, right? So bulls needs to pretend the demand zone. The demand zone is the key zone in the short and mid-term right now on the Bitcoin. We already made. Let me just take a look at the price range from the lows of the September. Yeah. So for the whole September, we got 23% gains on the Bitcoin already, right? But they need to but bulls need to do more, and they cannot allow bears to push the prices below the local demand zone. So let me just make it for you, so everyone would see and know what we are talking about. I need my rectangle. Rectangle will be made here. Let me just make it green, so we have no problems identifying this rectangle. So let me just make it very nicely green, and green as well. So this is the zone I'm talking about. It's located here, obviously, right? So we cannot go below this zone, otherwise bears win. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.